Usually when you look at a drawing on a piece of paper, there's this expectation of stillness. Like a character throwing a punch is just frozen in time.
Right, it's totally static.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you open a certain manga, and suddenly that stillness just shatters. You're just looking at an action scene. You're like bracing yourself because you can actually feel the air pressure, the impact radiating off the page.
Oh, absolutely.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a recent article detailing the late Akira Toriyama's posthumous induction into the Eisner Hall of Fame at San Diego Comic-Con.
Which is a massive deal, by the way. The Eisners are basically the Oscars of the comic industry.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to decode exactly how he engineered that illusion of movement and revolutionized global comics for you.
Yeah, and this induction places him right alongside absolute titans. I mean, we're talking about Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Osamu Tezuka.
Wow, that is heavy company.
It really is. It cements the reality that manga isn't just some niche import. It is a foundational pillar of the comic medium worldwide. And Toriyama successfully bridged Eastern and Western design philosophies.
I mean, I actually have to challenge that a bit, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when you say he bridged East and West, didn't early Western comic audiences kind of reject his style initially?
Well, yeah, they did at first.
Right, because to an audience raised on the hyper-realistic musculature of Marvel and DC, Toriyama's work looked incredibly cartoonish.
It's true.
Calling him just the Dragon Ball guy is like looking at Leonardo da Vinci and saying, oh, the guy who painted the smiling lady. It ignores the intricate mechanical genius of his early sketchbooks, which for Toriyama was Dr. Slump. Like a Roland Norimaki and that whole surreal, gag-heavy comedy style.
What's fascinating here is that the cartoonish label completely misses the deliberate mechanical logic of his art. Like, look closely at his visual language across his career.
You mean how he drew machinery?
Exactly. There is this very specific, almost tactile roundness to his work. If you look at those bulbous, futuristic cars from Capsule Corp, they aren't just wacky shapes.
Yeah, really? I always just assumed they were drawn that way for the aesthetic.
Nope. He actually drew them with functioning suspension systems, exhaust ports, and a logical center of gravity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Even his whimsical robots or, like, the expressive silhouettes of his fighters feel grounded because he applied real-world industrial design principles to organic, surreal shapes.
Which brings me back to that kinetic punch we started with. If he's designing these grounded, physically accurate forms, how does he shatter that stillness? Like, how does a static two-dimensional drawing suddenly feel like it's moving at Mach 3?
Well, he weaponized the limitations of the medium itself. Instead of just drawing speed lines, he manipulated the reader's eye by engineering the actual panel layouts.
Oh, so the structure of the page itself is moving you.
Completely. He would use diagonal panel borders to create a subconscious sense of falling. Or he would completely break the borders during a massive punch, letting character's fist literally bleed off the edge of the page.
That's just brilliant.
Right. And he also distorted anatomical proportions for just a single frame during an impact. It's a technique animation uses called smearing. It forces your brain to fill in the missing motion.
So what does this all mean for pop culture?
Yeah.
Because that manipulation of kinetic tension wasn't just limited to ink and paper either.
No, not at all. When he brought that exact same design philosophy to video games, it fundamentally changed how movement felt on a screen.
Like with Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger.
Exactly. He knew how to communicate weight and momentum regardless of the format. I mean, his character designs for Dragon Quest essentially defined the entire visual look of the Japanese RPG.
And his work on Chrono Trigger remains the gold standard today.
Yeah, because those two-dimensional sprites retain the exact same kinetic energy he perfected in his manga pages.
The sheer scale of that impact became undeniably obvious when you look at the global reaction to his passing in March 2024. I mean, this wasn't just comic fans mourning.
Oh, it was everywhere. Entire governments issued formal statements.
Yeah. You had professional soccer players doing Kamehameha celebrations on the pitch after scoring goals. Millions of fans worldwide shared how his art literally gave them strength to push through difficult times.
Yet, despite creating this towering global legacy, he famously claimed he simply wanted to make kids happy with his drawings.
That is so humbling.
He rewrote the rules of sequential art simply to suit his own vibrant, chaotic, but always hopeful vision of the world.
Which is exactly why this deep dive matters for you today. In a digital landscape where so much content feels entirely disposable, Toriyama's work remains evergreen. We're even seeing a massive resurgence of his series Sandland with new adaptations right now.
It really is timeless.
He just wanted to entertain, but he proved that. to borrow a concept from his own universe.
I love this quote.
That even a low-class warrior can reach the level of the gods if they work hard enough.
It all traces back to a blank piece of paper and a deadline. Toriyama's genius was taking the severe constraints of a completely static, silent medium and using those exact limitations to invent earth-shattering momentum.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Think about your own work, whatever it is you do. Since Toriyama's ability to break boundaries was built by wrestling with the physical limits of pen, ink, and panel borders, how might the very limitations of the tools you use every day actually be the secret to your own greatest breakthroughs?